Yo, what's up, guys? Here we go. Laws of logarithms, classwork. We expand each logarithm. So key to this very first question is remembering that the square root is able to be rewritten as a 1/2 exponent. So that square root there gets rewritten as a 1/2. Note how I also added in parentheses. A lot of computers and books decide not to add parentheses when they decide that, quote unquote, it's obvious where the parentheses are. And in my opinion, I don't think it's obvious at all. So I like adding in these parentheses whenever appropriate. For some reason it includes them like on the ones down here, but I don't know. Either way, after that, we have to take that 1/2 exponent down in front, and that is the entire question. That is our whole rule. Now, for questions like numbers 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, we want to go ahead and remember that you're able to do these questions, quote unquote, in your head very, very quickly if you follow the rules. So the rules here is we have two different letters. Because we have two different letters, we're going to have two different logs here, and they're both going to be log base 8. After that, we're going to have one that uses the letter U and one that uses the letter V. We have to decide now the signs and the exponents. Now, there is no exponent for letter U, and it's a positive because it's on top, so there's an invisible positive already there. But the V is on the bottom. Anything that's on the bottom is going to get a minus sign, and we have a 3 in front because of that 3 for the exponent, and that is the entire question. For this one here, before we begin, we do need to make sure that we expand that 6 by distributing the 6 to both. So we're going to write log base 4 parentheses a to the power of 6 divided by b to the power of 12. So the idea there was the 6 kind of went to this guy here and to this guy here. Oh, it's not 12, it's 36, isn't it? We are not adding exponents, we are multiplying exponents. I apologize. Mistake caught. 6 times 6, 36. After you've done that, we need to, that's when we go to this kind of step. So we have two different logs. We have a log base 4 with that letter A. We are subtracting a 36 log base 4 with the letter B. Don't forget the 6 in front for the A. So again, that 6 came down in front. The 36 went there. All Gucci. Number 4 here. So we have 1, 2, 3 terms. So we're going to have 3 ln's. Let's go ahead and just go for it. 3 ln x plus 4 ln y plus ln z. That's it. All right. Continuing on here. Oh, I never boxed this answer. Never boxed this answer. All right, let's go. Log base 2 of this guy here. This guy is a cube root, so we got to rewrite this first, making sure that we know that it is w to the 5th. The cube root of u is a 1/3 power. The v, again, a 1/3 power. And now we can rewrite it as 3 separate logarithms. 5 in front of the first guy. 1/3 in front of this one. And a 1/3 in front of this one. My U's and V's look very similar. If that's okay, if yours do too. But you do need to be a little bit careful. Math textbooks love to use U's and V's. I don't know why. I would not use U's and V's in my math textbooks. I didn't have to. All right, so this one, same exact idea as that number 3, where we kind of distributed the 6 first, same as this one here. We distributed the square root first. We have to distribute that 6 to all of these. We're going to get u to the power 6, w power 6, v to the 18. We are multiplying all the exponents, like there's the invisible ones here. We're kind of just multiplying all of them out. And then now we're splitting up. So we got 3 separate logarithms, a 6 log base 9 of u plus a 6 log base 9 of w, and then minus, because we're on the bottom here, 18 log base 9 of v. There we go. All of the expanding questions done. Now we go into condensing. So condensing is the same exact thing, but backwards. So that 4, for instance, becomes the exponent of u. And again, if you want to, you can put parentheses around all these. You don't absolutely have to, but I kind of like to. Just makes me happy. You don't have to do that. After that, we have a minus. So minus is going to turn that into a fraction. So we have log base 6. Got an x on the top, a y on the bottom, and the y has got a power of 5 because of this 5 that's in front. Same with this number 9 here. So we're going to have, again, a fraction. And the top part of the fraction's got the x, the y, 3 on the x, 6 on the y. We're done. These are fast questions. Really, really nice. So doing it here, we have 30 for the a. This is all 1, so we're combining to 1. There's no fraction here because it's all plus signs. So we have a to the power of 30 multiplied by b to the power of 5 times c to the power of 5. That's it. We're all done. Nice and quick, these ones. On to the back side, number 11, same exact quickness. So we have log base 9. No minus sign, so there's no fraction. We have a w power 5, u power 30, v power 5. Done. These are nice and quick. If you want to put little time symbols in between, you can. Number 12, this one has actual numbers here. So because it has actual numbers, you are able to get a neater answer. So oops, sorry about that. I hope my camera didn't just freeze. Okay, it didn't. I just moved the paper. Okay, so technically we're multiplying all these together, but we do have to take care of this log 6 divided by 3 first. This is the most confusing part. We have to remember, first of all, that this can be rewritten as 1/3 log of 6. And remember that 1/3 is also a cube root. So we have log of the cube root of 6. Okay, so that's that guy. But then the rest of these are just going to get multiplied because we have multiplication here, right? We have multiply, multiply, multiply for the pluses. We're going to have multiply for these. Like this is going to be log of 11 times 7 times 5 times the cube root of 6. The cube root of 6 can't really simplify that at all, but you are able to simplify these. 11 times 7 times 5, multiply it through. You'll get 385, I think. Did that fast. I hope it's right. If it's wrong, I'm sure someone in the comments below will tell me about it. All right, there it is, all done there. And if you really wanted to get more of a decimal answer out of it, you could even type that entire thing, prove the laws of logarithms to yourself that way. I'm not worried about it. All right, number 13. So we have to put log base 4. Log base 4, if you notice that the logs are the same, anytime the logs are identical like this on both sides and you have no extra plus signs, minus signs, etc., you can just cancel out the logs completely and solve the base equation. But anytime you do that, you have to check your work. You got to check your work on all the log questions, to be honest. But these ones, you got to check it out even more. It is highly likely that you removed a solution or added a solution that shouldn't be there. So we got to add 4k to both sides. Add 10 to both sides. Add 10. So we end up with 5k equal to 20. So we got k is equal to 4. But if you plug k back into the original here, you end up with 4 minus 10, which is -6. Because of that, there is no solution. This is not an answer to the problem. You're not allowed to plug in negatives. So yeah, no solution. I'm really hoping the answer key said no solution too. It did. Very good. All right. So, yeah, no solution is this one. So we'll empty set guy. Nothing is, that's not 0, by the way. That's an empty set. Okay, number 14. So we have log base 3 on both sides. Again, it kind of just cancels out. We got x squared minus 6x equals 54 minus 3x. Let's move everything to the left-hand side. I'm not going to show every single thing at work, but we're, I'll add 3x here, add 3x here. You get -3x. Becomes a -54 on the right hand side. You get 0. Now we have to factor. If you need more help with factoring, I would really like for you to come back in so we can practice it some more. It is something we learned a while back, but we're asking us what numbers multiply to 54 and add to -3. If you make your list, do the work, you get x minus 9 multiplied by x plus 6 equal to 0. So the only possible answers to this question are going to be 9 and -6. However, if you do plug in these answers, it's possible that some of them don't work. So let's go ahead and double check them. So if you wanted to be able to double check on your calculator, maybe you don't want to do it by hand, you could just plug it in. I'll show you how. We could do log base 3. So we have alpha window, and then log base is number 5. So we can pick log base 3. And if we were to plug this in, we're making it a 9 squared minus 6 times 9. So that comes out to a nice pretty number. So it seems that the 9 works for that side of the equation. Let's see if the 6 works for this side of the equation. -6 there. Ooh, make sure the parentheses are right. And a -6 there. If you put that in, it looks like that also comes out to a number. It's not an error, so they both look good. If you did the same exact thing, plugged it in here, they're both going to come out as possible answers, and you'll actually see the true equivalence of them. Like if I did log base 3 and I plug in the 9, 54 minus 3 times 9, we're going to get exactly 3. So those two sides of the equation are equal. And likewise, if I were to plug in a -6 right here, it'll give me that same 3.89. So these are both correct answers here. So that does happen as well. You don't always lose an answer. Number 15, 3 to the power 4 equals r. This one's a fast one of just rewriting that log loop. So we're doing 3 to the power 4 equals r. Done. 3 to the 4 is a number that we should have memorized. It's in our list, and if not, we can also just do 3, hit this little guy right here, this little arrow key, 4, boom, tells you it's 81. Nice and easy. Continuing on, we have this -4 here. Before we start, we have to divide both sides by -4 before we begin. You could also move the -4 to the exponent, but that's kind of more difficult. So you have log base 2 of n is equal to -1 because I'm dividing both sides by -4. And now we have this guy to this power equals this guy. So 2 to the -1 equals n, which is a 1/2. That negative exponent does mean a fraction. Do rewrite it that way. Number 17, this is a problem that tricks people up all the time. Be careful with it because we can go ahead and want to subtract 3 is what we actually want to do because it's a positive 3 here. So we want to subtract 3 on both sides before we begin the problem. Divide both sides down by -9. We get log base 12 of n is equal to 4. 12 to the 4th power equals n. I'm good at math, but not that good at math. I can't do 144 times 144 in my head, but it turns out that you get 20,736. All right. Same exact idea here on this one. Log loop 9 squared is equal to -v. 81 is -v. -81 is equal to v. Nice and easy question there. Number 19, 11 power 1 equals inside. 11 to the 1 is -7m plus 10. Subtract 10 on both sides. We get 1 is -7m. Divide both sides by -7. You get -1/7 is equal to m. Nice and quick. Here we go, adding 8 to both sides here. We end up with log base 12 of 3n is equal to 0. 12 to the 0 is 3n, so 1 is 3n. Divide both sides by 3. 1/3 is equal to n. We're all done with that one. And 3 last questions to go. So go ahead and start by subtracting 9 on both sides here. We're going, baby. Hope everyone day's gone okay. Hopefully everyone had a good little break, 3 days off. Ready to work. 4 to the -1 is the inside. Add 7 to both sides, so you got 1/4 plus 7 is equal to b. If you wrote it in fraction format, that will be 29/4, and if you did a decimal format instead, you'll get 7.25. Both of these are acceptable. Continuing on here, this is how you might want to do the work instead. If you don't really want to show like the adding 3 to both sides, don't. So you just get 2. You can even jump further than that. Like I don't have to write 9 to the 2. I can just write 81. After that, if you add 10 and divide by 5, you're good to go. 81 plus 10 is 91. Divide by 5, 91/5 is equal to x. You could also decimalize it if you wanted to. So decimalizing it, you would get 18.2. Does not matter to me. And final answer here, same idea as if we add 5 to both sides, you get 0. Divide by 9, you're still at 0. Anything to the 0 power is 1, so 11 to the 0 is 1 is negative x minus 1. Add 1 to both sides, you get 2 is negative x. Therefore, negative 2 equals x. We're all done, guys. Have a great rest of your day. Peace out.